Although the 2013 appropriation bill has been signed into law, the dust raised by the disagreement over the document between the executive and the National Assembly may not settle soon, as the Senate has moved to reduce the role of the Federal Minister of Finance in the budgeting process. A federal lawmaker, Senator Olubunmi Adetumbi, today sponsored a motion which would make budget making a joint responsibility of the Budget Office and the National Planning Commission. He said the current annual incremental envelope-based budgeting used by the Federal Ministry of Finance is arbitrary and inimical to growth.
The executive and the legislature may have called a truce on the rift over the passage of a 2013 budget, but federal lawmakers are looking to amend the country's budgeting process. The back and forth between the executive and the legislature has delayed the passage of a 2013 budget, defeating the purpose of having the budget operational at the beginning of the year. At the Senate plenary session, the federal lawmaker, Senator Olubunmi Adetumbi, who moved a motion calling for a review of the country's budgeting process wants the National Planning Commission involved in the budgeting process.
This Senate acknowledges that our national budget process can be better coordinated through a merged planning and budgeting functions rather than operate a competing policy frameworks as is currently being done, while Finance Ministry concentrates on public treasury and investments, expenditure control, as well as budget implementation monitoring.
He said the current national budgeting process makes the legislature less involved and at best reactive. Some lawmakers agreed.
Worried that under the current arrangement, national planning process and budget prioritization processes are led by separate groups of civil servants with little cabinet ownership until the finished products are ready for approval and passed to the National Assembly for concurrence and passage.
So there is a disconnect between the body that has the ultimate responsibility for appropriation and the body that does the planning.
You cannot have a Ministry of Finance that plans and then execute.
According to the Senate President, other government agencies have usurped the role of the National Planning Commission.
Virtually everything that we've said here is in the National Planning Commission Act. Some other people have become so powerful, they have hijacked other people's work.
The Senate mandated its Committee on National Planning and Finance to review the current national planning and budgeting linkage and recommend amendment to the relevant laws. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.